Hey everybody! I thought I'd show you what it looks like from my point of view to check a beehive. Now normally I'd wear a bee suit, but I tried that earlier and the camera couldn't really go through the bee suit mesh very well. So, you know, if I get stung, I get stung. Let's open it up. Okay, so here's the outside of the hive. Our goal today is to put some sugar water in that Hive Top Feeder. Okay, this is a new hive. My buddy Nick helped me get it going. He did a split in one of his hives. Okay, so we've got a hive tool that helps to break some of the propolized, sticky gum-like substance that holds everything together. Okay, so there they are. There's a bunch of the girls. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and smoke them gently. They're already pretty calm, but the idea behind smoke is that in the case of a wildfire, bees would go down into the hive and start feeding on the nectar so that if they have to evacuate, they can take the honey with them. All right, let's give it another little blast. All right, so what we want to do is break this to the side and then use the hook end to try to grab this. Go ahead and lift it out. Okay, there's nothing on this frame. Nothing on this frame. So let's look at a frame that has some honey. Got to break it apart with your knife, the knife edge of the hive tool. Okay. Alright, here we have capped honey. You see that white waxy cap? And then those open cells are filled with nectar that the bees are going to fan and make into honey. And again, here we see capped honey and some nectar. Now what we really want to see is some larvae. We want to make sure that the queen is laying. So why don't we go towards the center of the hive? The center of the hive is where there's larvae. Okay, so let's try this frame. Okay, more capped honey. Tons of capped honey. These are all female worker bees. And there's some brood. I'm going to try to get it up really close. See the little grub-like larvae down in there? So we know that this queen is laying. Now the chances of finding the queen, well, they're not great. It's like the needle in the haystack, right? You can see how docile these bees are. That is not always the case. Alright, now when 8 out of the 10 frames is filled with brood and honey, 8 out of these 10, then you can add another hive body and they'll work their way up. So we are not harvesting any honey from this hive this year. We're just letting them get established, grow the population, and maybe next year we'll have some surplus honey that we can take. Now, let's go back to this. This is a Hive Top Feeder. The way it works is that the bees can crawl up through there, okay? They can crawl up through here, but they can't actually drown in the sugar water. So this sugar water is 4 pounds of sugar dissolved in a gallon of water. I'm a big fan of the Hive Top Feeder. And again, this is a new colony, and we're just trying to help it out so that next year, if everything goes well, we'll be able to harvest some of the surplus honey that the bees don't need. Okay, so to finish this up, we've got an inner hive cover. Goes on like this. And then we've got the BGs, right? We've got the hive top. and you put a brick on the top so that the wind don't blow it off. All right. Well, thank you, girls. You're doing a good job. And that's what it looks like from the point of view of a beekeeper. Hope you enjoyed.